Okay, hi everyone. Travel addict guy here, and I have a man today, and we're gonna just call him Mr. X because he's going under the radar. We do not want to let anyone know his real identity, so he's concealed his identity for this interview. He came all the way from Germany the last 4 days, and he traveled down in a car from Germany to Malaga. So, can you tell me, first of all, what part of Germany are you from?
Hi guys, I'm from northern part of Germany.
Okay.
This will be Bremen. This is close to Hamburg. And between Hamburg and Hanover. You probably know Werder Bremen. This is soccer team. It's pretty famous.
Okay. And we had a discussion. I just met you this morning, and we had a little discussion about what was going on. And you told me there's a lot of crazy things going on in Germany right now. Is that the case?
Yeah, those COVID restrictions are pretty bad hitting Germany right now. Because of the virus, there are lots of restrictions. They closed down pretty much all the clubs, all the restaurants, some hotels, and yeah, it's supposed to be pretty hard to get around.
Yeah, I was amazed. You said you could travel, and you traveled through Germany, and you weren't stopped by anyone.
No, I haven't stopped. I didn't expect this as well. I actually went all the way through Luxembourg, crossed the border there, no problem at all.
Okay.
Then crossed the border to France, nothing at all. I was traveling during the night, nobody stopped me, there are no curfews and nothing.
And you were the only car on the road, or there were other people out driving?
Actually, yeah, on the road from Germany, Luxembourg and French was full. Everybody was traveling, probably because of business, but people still need food. There are lots of trucks. You have to have some kind of connection there. All the necessary goods needs to be delivered, so there are still lots of traffic on the streets.
Okay, so certain trucks are allowed to move around and they're not being stopped, but you said no, there were no checkpoints, there were nothing like that.
Like, not at all.
Okay.
Except when I reached the border of Spain.
Okay.
There were controls, there were police on the border in Spain.
Okay.
Then in front of me was another German guy was crossing a border, and he was pulled out, and I was allowed to pass through, surprisingly.
Did they ask you any questions where you were going?
I was just passing through. They don't even stop me.
Ah, very strange. So they're just picking out certain random people.
Exactly.
So you were very lucky. Okay, so that's, wow, that's very, very interesting. Now, you were telling me in Germany right now, things are very, very tough. You can't work, you can't do anything. Is that correct? I mean, everything is locked down, basically.
Not for everybody. The essentials have to be open.
Okay.
But like I said, they're closed. All churches are closed. Like I said, the clubs are closed. All the not necessary shops, like if you don't provide food or something necessary, you're gonna be closed. Like things like MediaMarkt shut down.
So how are people surviving? How are they earning money right now?
Government support.
Okay.
But the government support is not that easy to get. You have to fill out lots of applications and then apply for it. And if you are lucky, then you have a government support. Otherwise, there are suicide cases are spiked. People are
depressed
starving.
right now. Yes, exactly. I'm sure.
Exactly.
They're alone. Yes, I can imagine. These are some of the side effects that I've talked about before in some of my other videos. That, I mean, you lock people down for a long time, and you have these other consequences that go along with that.
Exactly. This is the case.
Yeah.
So what else can I say?
What about the government? What do you think about Angela Merkel is still in power there, right, in Germany?
Actually, from my understanding, they wanted to cancel the elections.
Okay.
Somehow. So Angela gonna stay for another period. I guess it's another 4 years in place. There are lots of how do you call it? Demonstrations. There are lots of.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. A lot of demonstrations. Okay, and in what parts of Germany is that going on now?
It's almost every big city and every weekend.
Okay.
People are going out on the street.
Okay.
And protest, but those protests are permanently suppressed by the police force. There's actually new police. They are fully armed.
Okay.
Like guarded with shields. The new thing is they're coming out with dogs. try to, like I said, they surround the demonstration.
Okay.
Put the people inside, kind of crowded in a crowded place.
Okay.
And they told him, okay, you cannot
Protest.
hold the. You have to be 1.5 meter apart from each other.
Okay.
But after you are surrounded and pushed in one place, you cannot hold this distance.
So then they take you into custody because you're breaking the
Either
rules.
they can do the custody, or they say, okay, this demonstration is a health risk for the whole nation, and there are lots of people are getting arrested, beat up even, and this is a new kind of police force.
Wow.
I don't know. What
You think this is a secret type of police, something new that they're not? Is this being reported in the news there in Germany?
I don't follow mainstream, but the free journalists and they say it is actually something new that is getting pretty bad.
Okay.
You don't see it in the mainstream, I guess.
Okay.
It's just like I probably the same. I follow the riots in France, Paris. In Paris are getting really bad.
Okay.
The streets are burning. If you follow this, try to follow free media. Not the mainstream. I also avoided Paris on my traveling through France.
Oh, you didn't want to go through Paris. Okay, you were worried about that.
Not really, because they also started to control the streets in and out of Paris.
Okay.
So I went a big circle around Paris. So don't want to be getting stopped. Yeah, that's my story. After a while,
Maybe you were lucky at this time to come into Spain because they've kind of relaxed the restrictions a little bit on movement because of the holiday. So you might have hit it just at the right spot because they've actually announced a little bit of a loosening of the restrictions until January 13th, and especially around Christmas right now. They're letting people travel to visit their family, but you're not supposed to leave Catalonia or...
They plan to do this.
Okay.
Before, yes, they planned to lower the restrictions, but the restrictions were recently tightened again.
Okay.
And also after
And you said you went through Valencia, right?
I went to Valencia, exactly.
Okay, my understanding was Valencia, I was told, was just completely locked down. So
yes,
yeah.
right.
So that's amazing that you got through Valencia. No one stopped you, no one questioned you.
Nothing, without problem at all, to be honest.
Wow, very, very interesting. And I wanted to ask you as well, on your travels, did you encounter, how many people were on the road approximately? Very, very few, or you had a some, or?
Valencia was pretty full after I left Valencia. And people are actually, I think they listen to government and they don't travel. The streets are pretty empty.
Yeah, I think most people in Spain generally follow the rules. That seems to be my understanding, and most people are buying into all the mask wearing and etc.
Exactly, that's how I see it as well. This is what I have recognized.
Okay, but in Germany it's not so much the case. People are starting to rebel a little bit.
The majority is following the rules.
Okay.
There's about, I guess, 10% are starting to push against this, but like I said, without any kind of, how do you call it?
Pushback or?
Exactly, without, no, there is a big pushback from the police.
Okay.
They start to discredit people. They are all conspiracy theorists.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay.
But those are normal people who are just.
They're branding you as a conspiracy theorist.
Exactly,
okay, I understand.
but those are all normal people who are just losing their livelihoods and losing their business because of the restrictions. They have nothing to eat more. Not all of them. The essentials are still open. And you have still support from a government, but in compared to what you actually made, if you've been self-employed and you have a company, you get down to 400 euros support. Okay, they pay your rent and you get 400 euros support from a government.
So basically just enough to scrape by, and not even that in some cases.
Exactly. But after you lost your business, or if you put your whole life inside this, it's just gone. It's just lost.
Yeah, that's terrible, and I think that everyone should support those people, those businessmen somehow. Very, very good. I wanted to ask you: has there been any along the way? Did you encounter any shortages? Were there anything that you couldn't get, like food supplies or gas or anything like that? Was there any problems there?
To be honest, the essentials are still in place.
Okay.
I haven't encountered this myself.
Basically, you made it through pretty well. No issues. Wow, that's very, very interesting.
I was lucky, I guess.
Why did you leave Germany? What was your reason that you left Germany?
The whole situation, I also was traveling a lot. This is my passion to travel.
Okay.
I've been, I cannot say all around the world, or all around the world, but I lived in Canada for a while, Australia, been all over East Asia, Southeast Asia, Europe. And then since the last year, you're kind of stuck there. I don't want to get stuck there, and I think the next year will be way worse.
You think it's going to be worse? Wow.
Really, because
now, do you fear any reprisal if you go back to Germany? Do you think that you could be in trouble if they catch you for breaking the lockdown or the quarantine? Where you could be arrested, or something could happen?
I have no idea, to be honest. I don't count with this, but I have no idea.
Okay.
Because I went under the radar. I didn't travel by public transportation or train or any kind of planes. I just jumped in my car and drove down to Spain.
Okay, well, thank you very, very much for joining me. I appreciate that, and that's why we've concealed his identity here, so we'll just call him Mr. X for this interview. So thank you so much. Do you have any plans now? You're going to stay in Spain, or you're going to try to get to somewhere else?
For a while, actually, I plan to go to the States, to USA.
Okay.
And I was looking for a flight, but you cannot get any tickets to go to
United States.
To United States, yes. Or even Mexico. So I'm here for now.
Okay, so very difficult to get out of Europe at this point.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.